Welcome back, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. This week, we're going to be looking at one of the fan favorite games of the series, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
OMG, you're reviewing the best game in the series, Breath of the Wild!
Well, I think it's a great game, but I don't think it's the best in the series.
Well, you're wrong.
Okay, well, in your opinion, I'm wrong.
Nope, you're just wrong.
Okay, pal, if you don't shut up, I'm going to beat the ever-living snot out of you.
Well, I'm just stating a fact, bro.
Fact is fact. This is an opinion.
My opinions are fact.
What an idiot. But anyway, folks, let's find out how good Breath of the Wild is. Here's the intro. 100 years in the future sets the stage for Link to awaken in Hyrule and ruin. A voice shows Link to discover the fallen kingdom of Hyrule. Link leaves the Shrine of Resurrection to get a good look at Hyrule. And dang did he ever, this map by all means is freaking huge.
It's not a map, it's an overworld.
You're an overworld!
Well, that's rude, you just called me fat.
Well, I'm fat too, you stupid nerd.
Anyway, Link meets up with an old man to task Link to visit shrines where he is revealed to be the king of Hyrule. In spirit, anyway, where he also reveals that the Divine Beasts and the Guardians are now under the control of Ganon. And Link is tasked to stop him and those beasts, and then he also gives Link a paraglider to get off the section of the map known as the Great Plateau, where he goes off exploring. Link makes it to Kakariko village to speak with Impa, where she tells him to learn all he can about the Divine Beasts and the Guardians. And let me just sum this up. 10,000 years ago, there were guardians that guarded Hyrule Castle. The Divine Beasts were also tasked with guarding Hyrule Castle, but Ganon takes over as Calamity Ganon and causes Hyrule to go into ruin. Easy stuff to understand, and after Link gains the knowledge of 13 memories and gains the Master Sword and saves the Divine Beast, Link then heads to Hyrule Castle where the final showdown begins. Link defeats Ganon so epically, and the game ends with Zelda asking if Link remembers him. And then the credits roll. If you get all 13 memories, the Master Sword, and then if you defeat the Divine Beast, you get a special cutscene at the end.
All in all, the story is great, but nothing too special. I think it's pretty average for a Zelda story.
Well, that's insulting.
OMG, you freaking nerd!
It's one of the best stories in the series.
No, it's not.
Tell me 3 that are better.
Wind Waker, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess.
Okay, 2 more.
Ocarina of Time, Link's Awakening.
You just don't understand me.
Whatever, homie.
Well, looking into the development for this game, it had a long 6-year history. Dang, I never realized there was such a stretch between Skyward Sword and this game. This game was shown at E3 2011 as a tech demo as the first HD title for Zelda. This game would be shown officially for the Wii U in January 2013. They wanted to stray away from the OG Zelda games such as doing Dungeons in Order. The game was shown again at E3 of 2014 and was scheduled for release in 2015. The game was delayed until 2017, however, reasons being that the Switch was coming out and the development team had more ideas to work with. Finally, the game came out in March of 2017 on the Switch and Wii U, known as Breath of the Wild. Now let's look at the gameplay, shall we? Well, for the gameplay, Breath of the Wild is pretty standard, also being unique for a Zelda game. It's actually a great playstyle of a Western RPG, where you can gather various weapons, gain clothing by just grabbing it, or you can buy things like that in various shops in the world as well. But really, that's about the main differences. You get health, and you get rupees, and you go into dungeons, and beating those dungeons progresses plot. However, I think what makes this game stand out is not just those differences, but how the game is played. This is no longer a linear adventure, as you can pick your path, but be forewarned, as you go throughout your adventure you can run into things and fight bosses that could really wreck your day with no care in the world, and on a single hit as well, or even get into a boss fight in one of the Divine Beasts you can see, which is one of the more frustrating elements of Breath of the Wild. It's realistic in a game series that's not realistic, but I digress, it's honestly Nintendo logic at its best. But that's really the only issue I had for this game. So let's talk about something that has never been done before in Zelda, the HD graphics. I love how this game looks. No, I do not think they are the best on Nintendo, heck I don't even think they're the best in the series. But as far as 3D Zelda games goes, yes, this game looks the best. For reals. I love how the 2 remakes of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask look, but this game is just so gorgeous, and when you really look at a nice spot From gliding down your glider, you can really see all the attentions to detail. It's just breathtaking and incredible. The final new mechanics for the gameplay is your tablet and getting spheres. While the tablet gives you abilities such as magnetism and knocking stuff off with no motion involved, to make you carry out far places, and heck, you don't even need the glider with this mechanic, but I digress. And going into shrines, it's a new way for you to get heart containers and stamina. These are new dungeons that you'll be able to actually do puzzles to gain these spheres. However, I skipped on the stamina and did the bare minimum to beat the game, as to get the best ending you need to get the Master Sword, which requires 13 hearts, 13 memories, and defeating the Blight Ganons and the Divine Beasts. After that, it's a done deal. The music in this game is simply wonderful. I love the music in this game. It really is underrated, and if you want to hear great Zelda Breath of the Wild music, listen to the Zelda Orchestra. They are simply amazing, and I got to see them in concert in 2017, and they really made me appreciate the soundtrack for this game more than I did previously. Well, Breath of the Wild is an amazing game, and I can definitely see why people love it so much. It's definitely probably one of my top 5 favorite Zelda games of all time.
Your opinion sucks. I'm out of here.
Oh, go cry about it to someone that cares, you stupid nerd. Well, final thoughts on this game. I love this game, and I've loved this game ever since I laid my eyes on it when it came out. I watched no videos for it, and my wife had it waiting for me on my Wii U when I got home. And it was kind of a magical experience to play it for the first time. I just think there are more magical experiences I've had with Zelda, so don't get mad at my opinion just because I have one. But this one is great, and one you should definitely go try. Well, at this point we're at a crossroads, and I do have games we can look at, so we'll be taking a break from the Zelda Marathon and doing a different game next week. I will see you all then.